Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat and NBA content. My name is Amir. So for today's episode, I want to talk about a new rumor that is coming out of Utah. The Utah Jazz apparently have put Collin Sexton on the trade block, and it seems like they're ready to move on this off season. So that begs the question, should the Miami Heat try to trade for him? Let's break it down, as Collin Sexton has been tied to the Miami Heat in the past, and we've shown interest in acquiring him in the past. So is it time this offseason for the Miami Heat to try to trade for him? So according to recent reports, the Utah Jazz are looking to make changes following the NBA draft, and Collin Sexton could be one of the first names moved from their roster. He is on an expiring contract, signed a 4-year deal, and his final year this upcoming season, he'll be making $18.9 million, which is not too bad for a player of his caliber, and had a pretty good season and averaged 18.4 points, 4.2 assists, 2.7 rebounds, shot 40% from three, almost 38% from three in his entire career. So he's obviously a very good three-point shooter. And so pretty good offensive production, especially for a 26-year-old combo guard on a team that, is not really going anywhere. So here's the thing. The Utah Jazz, they're loading up on young guys. They have Keontae George, they have Isaiah Collier, they have Jordan Clarkson, who's not young, but another guard on their roster. They just drafted Walter Clayton Jr. from Florida. So Collin's minutes were inconsistent down the stretch, and the writing might be on the wall. He's expendable, especially Walter coming in the mix as well. There's no reason to keep him on this roster when you want to develop Isaiah Collier and Walter to lead your backcourt of the future. So for the Miami Heat, they desperately need rim scoring, rim pressure, and they need someone who can also create off the dribble and help create for others without having to depend on Bam and Tyler basically for that. And so Sexton is a name that makes sense on paper for the Miami Heat because, again, the Miami Heat bottom 10 in offensive rating the last 5 years or so. Miami's offense has basically also ranked bottom 3 in points per game 3 or 4 seasons in a row. So Collin Sexton is someone who can bring downhill pressure, something that the Miami Heat desperately needs. They need another 3-level scorer. He still has elite quickness. He's only 26 years old. He has that dog mentality, and that is something that would fit in with the Miami Heat's culture, and that's something the Miami Heat would embrace. He is fearless when he attacks the rim. He's obviously a good catch and shoot three-point shooter, and again, he has decent handles for a combo guard. He is someone who's also not shy and will not steer away from the moment, something that the Miami Heat values. And so I think adding someone on an expiring contract could make sense, especially if we want to get off a longer term contract. And I don't know if he would start necessarily, if that backcourt would work. We haven't re-signed Davion Mitchell yet. So would this be a replacement for Davion? I don't know. I'd prefer to have both if we could. But between the two, I would rather have Davion start to be that better point of attack defender next to Tyler Hero. And imagine a bench unit with Collin Sexton leading the second group. And that's instant offense. He could be our sixth man. If Hero misses time, Sexton gives you another high-level option to step in as a starter. Defensively, he's not great, but Miami has proven they can hide smaller guards in their system, and his offense can make up for it. So what would a trade look like? Again, he's making $18.9 million on an expiring contract. To match salaries, the Miami Heat could send out Duncan Robinson, who's making 19.4. So if the Jazz want to add another white guy shooter, which they like, then that could be something. Probably won't be the only option, though. I'm sure they would want definitely more. But should the Miami do it? I say yes if the price is right, and it depends on who you can offload. If we don't have to offer or attach any picks, that makes sense. If we have to offer any picks, then the answer is of course not. Don't do it. If they demand Hawkes or other pieces, then that's something else you have to think about. Do you want to add Collin Sexton? Because then he's on an expiring contract. You have to re-sign him to another deal if you want to keep him. Otherwise, if you're going to trade a player like Hawkes, he's on a rookie scale deal for a couple more years. So that's valuable with this new CBA is having rookie scale contracts. The only issue also I have with him is he would take away from KJ's development. So Kasparis Yakuchunis just got drafted 20th overall by the Miami Heat. He's a point guard, combo guard, and assuming he'd be coming off the bench, and would Collin Sexton take away from his development, his minutes? The answer is probably yes. So if that's the case, not sure I want to add him entirely, but in general, adding a player like Collin Sexton is something this Miami Heat team needs. He's 26 years old. If you could re-sign him to a friendly deal, a 2 to 3 year deal after this season, maybe you take a flyer. Again, depends on what they're asking for. So let me know, Heat Nation, what do you guys think? Do you think the Miami Heat should try to trade for Collin Sexton this offseason?